Hey guys, just thought I'd do an update on the 1200, but before I do that, I'm just going to show you how much metal actually came out of it. So yeah, now I've got it out of the wheelbarrow in the back of my truck. It looks like twice as much. Can't believe all of this came out of such a little car. But yeah, that's why projects blow out, because there's so much rust that got cut out of this car. It's crazy. But yeah, time for the update. I'll show you what's going on. Anyway, back on with the 1200. Look at this. This panel here was absolutely riddled with rust worms. We've still got a few spots here and there. I'm going to soak it in rust converter for probably the rest of the day. It's almost lunchtime now, so yeah, I'm going to keep soaking it up until the end of the day. As I said, in the meantime, I'm working on some filler work on the passenger side left hand door. Had to paint a bull bar for our friend, so that's hanging there waiting to be picked up. Anyway, over this side, I've already done the filler work right down from tip to tip on the lower part of the car. Just the lower part for now, so I can drop it down on the dolly again and get it off this rotisserie. So yeah, a couple of days on that and that was done. So yeah, that's what I'm working on this side. I've got to put epoxy primer on this first before I do the filler on the bottom half of this one. And also I've got to hit the bottom underneath here with some spray on body deadener. Got to fit up the door, make sure it's all nice and flush down the side as well as the front guard. So yeah, moving along, she's getting there. But I should have taken video before I turned the whole car around in here so you could see how good it looks down this side. Hang on, I'll just try and get a better angle. I'm not sure it's going to work or not. Yeah, just sort of see it. But yeah, it's looking good down the side. It's all nice and flush. Still got to do the top part, so that's not perfect yet, but down low is good. Once I hit that with some Resto Finish high build primer and give it a good block, it's going to look fan-bloody-tastic. So anyway, yeah, I need to get this done, so I'm going to get stuck into it, guys, and there'll be more updates later. I might even include updates on my 240Z in this video. And there's a new project coming in a couple of weeks, so you know how I don't like to give away the surprises, so you'll find that out when it gets here. But it's going to be a replacement for the 620 on the racetrack, put it that way. It's a much better platform for it because they were actually used for rally and all that sort of stuff. 620 is still going to get done up. Yeah, she's going to get a really nice job, probably even nicer than the 240Z. I know that doesn't make sense, but I want to drive the 240Z, so I'm not going to do that sort of job. Whereas the 620, it's too uncomfortable for a big fella like me, because I'm 6'2", and yeah, it's a bit of an effort to squeeze into it sometimes. But yeah, I need to do something really nice to show my full skills, because I haven't done that yet. And because the 620 is such a small unit, like there's only, where is it there? It's only the cabin. So I'm going to take the take it all off the chassis and get that sandblasted so I can paint it up nice. But there's not much to the cabin, so I've already done a lot of rust work on it, so yeah, it's going to get full Kindig custom style bloody restoration on that one. Not much spent on the mechanicals because it's more about appearance with this one. So yeah. The new project, however, that might be with me for a while. I'm not gonna worry about the body. I'm just gonna do the mechanicals on that one. Well, I ain't gonna worry about the body to a certain extent, but I'll explain that later when it gets here. Yeah. New projects. Back to work. Guys, yes, we've been hard at it. We've got both sides of the coupe all done in body filler. So what we got left is the rear beaver, which we can't get at just yet. Just a couple of small bits on the bonnet, like they're little tiny dents, but bugger all. The wiper cowl and the roof. Now the roof is going to hold me up a bit because, as you can see, that's caked on rust, and this was all under the paint. Yeah, stuff like this that kind of knocks you back a peg or two. So we're nearly there as far as all the body filler goes. There's also like dents all down the side, all along the back, all along there, and a nice sharp one in the middle. So what we're going to have to do is do the underbody in body deadener. So now a lot of people rave on about the Raptor. I mean, yeah, it's good and all that, but it's bloody expensive. And I think that just the spray-on body tar does just as good, because, well, even I actually think it's better. For one reason is Raptor sets hard, and if it sets hard, it can be chipped. And if you get a chip, then moisture can get underneath and rust. Whereas the tar is a rust preventative, like, because it's a petroleum product, or a diesel product, I don't know, one of those two. But it's oily, so it's going to protect you from rust. And also, it won't chip because it stays a little bit soft. So that's why I prefer to use the tar over Raptor. It may not look as nice, but how often do you look at the underside of your car unless it's a show car? And then you're not going to put Raptor on it anyway. So anyway, I don't have the tar just yet. I should get it in the next day or two. So yeah, once I put the tar on, I'll put it back on its actual wheels. I was going to put it on the dolly, but I figured there's no point in that, because then I just have to put it back on the rotisserie, so I can put it on its, so I can lift it up high enough to put it on its wheels again. So yeah, once I've put the diff and the front suspension back in, then I can roll the car out of the shed, and I'm going to get as much of this stuff off as I can with a rust converter, and the rest I'm just going to have to blast it with my blaster. A roof like this, I would definitely not like to blast it with anything too high powered, like at the grit blasters. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and get stuck into it as much as I can, and hopefully we can get most of it off. But yeah, it's pretty shit. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna fix some dents on the roof that need fixing. Yeah. Hang on a minute. just rip these off. Rip the band-aids off. This one down here. Oh, come on. And that one. Okay, so there you go. So the old 1200 coupe, she's got her underbody protection. And it's looking good. And it's looking good. Anyway, that's enough of that. Yeah, as I said, this does the same job as Raptor. Looks just as good. But it stays a little bit soft. So if rocks hit it, it's not going to chip off. It's just going to dent a little bit. That's why I like it better, as I said. But yeah, so next thing is I'm going to tip it back over and bring the suspension back up and bolt it all back in, because I've got to get it out of the shed. Up in here is going to need a bit more touch up, obviously, because I'm going to get the rotisserie off, and I couldn't get underneath where the rotisserie is and all that sort of shit. But yeah, got to get it back on its wheels, because it's got to come out of the shed. I can get it out of the shed on the rotisserie, I just can't get it back in. So yeah, back on its wheels. Maybe mostly by the end of today, or if not, tomorrow. 1200 might get a bit of a rest. There is a new project coming, and yeah, we're just gonna maybe pulling back on this. It's not far off being done, but yeah, we need to do some other stuff. But yeah, I'm happy with that. That's progress, major progress. So yeah, all right, well, I'm gonna go to lunch anyway, and I'll come back out and we'll start putting the suspension back in. So yes, I've been having a bit of a shed cleanup. Someone told me off in the comments. He was good about it, it's all good. I'm not offended, not like some people. But I've started in here. It still looks, because it's a small shed, you know, you get nowhere to put shit. But the problem is I've got 1, 2, another one down that shed, 3. There's another one coming on Sunday. Yeah, you'll find out about that. But yeah, I've got, where am I? Oh, here I am. Yeah, I've got all these customers' cars, and they're all getting pulled apart, plus my own cars. They're all getting pulled apart, and my sheds are not that big, and I've run out of space to put things. So plus, when you're working constantly in your shed all day, every day, it doesn't take long for it to get messy when you've got shit just laying around everywhere from everyone's cars, which are apart all at the same time. I don't have a decent storage facility, so next Sunday I am going to get some shelving for my little storage shed, so I might be able to organise that a little bit better so I can fit more in it, so I can get some of the stuff out of my shed that doesn't need to be in there. Because yes, it does annoy me how messy it gets, and it just gets out of control. So yeah, that's happening. So your 1200 coupe, as you can see, it's back off the rotisserie. Back off the rotisserie and back on its wheels, and it's looking mighty fine. It's almost ready for high fill primer. I've just got this rear beaver section, the wiper cowl, and the roof to sort out before it goes into high fill primer. And I've also got to fit up all the front end grille, bumper bars, same with the rear bar, just to make sure they all fit before I go too far. The problem with the roof is this, it's kind of rusty. It's like, tried buzzing it off with the 80 grit and it just polished it, so really gonna have to get stuck into it with some rust converter. I got a paint rep coming, he wants to experiment on it, so that'll be interesting. yeah, so once that's off, epoxy prime and filler work. I've already knocked most of the dents out, so that's good. And I'm just about run out of battery, so I'm gonna go have lunch in a minute, and then we're gonna head down the other shed and start cleaning that one up. So yeah, we'll have a look around in there. So we're down the main shed now, where all the metalworking happens. So the 240, she's still waiting for me to finish it off. It's a bit dusty at the moment, so sorry about that, but I've done all the wet sanding and buffing on this side of the car and the roof. Just got to do the same on this side of the car, and it's all done as far as buffing goes. The front guards aren't bolted on yet because I've still got to do some spray on body deadener on the inside of the guards. So there's that. But yeah, the side window's in. She's looking pretty fancy. I love this car, I really do. Let's have a look from this way. But anyway, what we're down here for now is to clean up my mess. Because I haven't been working down here, I've just been bringing shit down and dumping it down wherever. So I got to get it back in organisation. Because yes, there is another car coming, another customer's car. So what I'm gonna try and do is get the 240Z up beside the Falcon coupe here. So I'm gonna have to rearrange some stuff to be able to do so, because I need room and I don't have enough, as I was saying a bit earlier in the video. What I'd like to do one day is, this is a 9 by 9 meter shed, and there's just enough room to put another 9 by 9 meter shed in this area here, and that would give me plenty of room for activities. The old 280Z here very soon needs the motor ripped out, all the suspension and everything, and I'll pull anything else out of the interior that's worth anything, but other than that I'm going to be cutting it up into little bits and sending it to scrap. So yes, not much worth keeping as far as body wise goes. It's rusty as a rusty thing. Tail lights are good, so anyone who needs those, Series 2 tail lights, yeah, I will save anything that's worth anything. So yeah, I'll let you know what I got when I'm done. I will add on the 280ZX. I don't want to sell anything to do with motor and driveline, because I could be using it in my next race car project. And no, it's not a 280ZX, so you'll find out. Well, the 240Z and the Falcon hardtop are both in place. Kind of happy with the way they are, because I kind of expected there'd be a lot less room around them, but I can still walk around them both freely without too much drama. Yeah, so that's good. Now I've got to work out where I'm going to put all this shit. Way too much. Well, obviously I think it's going to go on this wall here, but then I've got to put that somewhere. So that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. Oh, and then I've got all this stuff out here. See what I mean? I've just got way too much shit. A little bit better. Still messy, but better than it was. And I can fit an extra car in here now. So that'll be here Sunday, and we'll have a look at that together when it gets here. But this area here is still really bad. Well, none of this stuff here is mine, so I don't know where to put that. That's why I need to sort out some storage. And I've still got to work out what I'm doing with my rotisserie while I'm not using it, because I was storing it over here, but it's not. Hey, sorry about that, guys. My SD card shit itself. It's got about 20 minutes worth of video on it. It says it's full. I'm not going to show you in the shed because it's a few days later and that project's here for the next customer, so I'm going to touch it. Can you guess what it is from that sound? Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, rotisserie. I was storing it over there, but can't really store it out in the open much longer because it's deteriorating. The bearings are drying out in the wheels and seals are drying out. So yeah, careful. Not sure where I'm going to put that. It's just takes up way too much space at the moment. Been collecting pallets because my hobby of building cars has become work. So I need a new hobby, because my hobby is no longer a hobby. So yeah, I'm gonna start building shit from pallets. So if I get good at it, I might even start a second channel, so a third channel. Anyway, I'm gonna sign this video off here. I'm gonna start another one straight away to show you guys the new project. So yeah, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, all that shit, and I'll see you next week.